Alright guys, welcome back to another vid. This one is pretty damn big. If you would have seen the last little episode I did about getting a new ute, well, it's been a couple of months down the track. We're back at Big Dog Builds and come with me for a wander, mate. I'm gonna give you a look at the new beast, and it is the Chevy, mate. It's a 2500 HD. I'm absolutely stoked with the build. I'm gonna give you a full walk around. Gonna get Dino, who's gonna come into the vid as well. Come over here, Dino, quickly. If you remember him from the last vid. How are you again, mate?
Good.
The handshake, gotta do that in the vid. He's gonna run you through more of the spec side of it because I left it in their hands, you know. In that last vid, we talked about what I needed, towing, what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna have a train canopy, I need a power system, all the places I'm gonna go with it. I've left it with Dino. Anyway, we'll get rid of him for a second and I'll give you a quick wander. Sorry, Dino, he'll be back. But at the moment, you'll probably think, why'd you get a black ute, mate? Oh, you said you'd never get a black ute. This is stage one. So stage one of this build is getting it ready for towing, putting a power system in it, UHF, roof rack, I can have a fridge, I can do some camping trips. In a couple of months' time is stage two, and that is train canopy, bull bar winch, and a few extra treats. So hold tight on the colour. There will be a colour change coming soon, and I'm open to ideas if you want to hit me up down below, what looks good on a good Chevy. But yeah, I've got a few options. We're pretty keen, but we'll let you know. We've stuck pretty basic, mate. American utes are big enough as they are for me. I don't want to go huge American ute factor. This is a 3-inch lift with 35-inch tyres, which we'll touch on a bit more as we walk around. It's just a nice touring spec mode, mate. Gives me the GVM and the towing that I need. It's huge, mate. I'm not going to run out of payload, and I'm going to be able to tow all the gear I've got, my boats, my caravans, canopy, all that stuff that's going on it. It won't be a drama. All right, Dino's back to talk through a few of the specs. Now, if you haven't seen the first bit of this build series, I'll put it up here. Jump back and have a look because it sort of explains a lot of the process of getting to this point. But this is what we've ended up with, Dino. So Chevy 2500 HD NV2, what does that give me?
It's the most popular truck at the moment is the Chevy 2500 HD. So yeah, like you said before, getting in the right platform is definitely the most important decision to make, whether it's the Ram, the Ford, the Chevy. There's a new Tundra coming as well, which has got people debating whether they're going to be good or not. But with the Chevy 2500 HD NV2, so this is National Heavy Vehicle, the difference there is 4.5 tonne is where a vehicle changes from a car to a truck. So you can order these on a car license.
Yep.
The con with that is you've only got about 700 kilo payload. So by the time you put decent ball weight, boat, caravan on the back, a little bit of gear in the rear, you've literally maxed out your GVM before the family jump on board. So we've gone for the NV2 Chevy 2500, and the beauty with that is we can then do multiple GVM upgrades as well on top of that. So we have to engineer suspension, long range fuel tank's another one that we engineer all the time as well. And so jumping up and doing a GVM upgrade either to the 5500 or 5828 kilo GVM is what we can now offer on the Chevy platforms as well. So that's over 2 tonne of payload if we go up to the higher spec. And by the time you throw canopy on the back, kids inside, ball weight, you literally need all of that payload. I have seen some builds hit that 5.8 tonne, but you've definitely got a lot of room to play with.
Yeah, righto. So this one's 5828 and I retain my 4.5 tonne towing, which is what I need.
And you've still got some. So GCM's over 12 tonne on these. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, it's massive.
Wow.
So fifth wheel setups coming.
Yep.
We've got big tow setups coming. So we're working on plenty this year. And yeah, we're keen as to see where we can push these things and really get that use case for everyone around Australia.
Happy days. I think that could be next, eh? Fifth wheeler, like a big American fifth wheeler, slide outs, armchair recliners.
Sign it up. Sign him up.
Sign me up.
Obviously the Chevy looks great, amazing, all blacked out from the get-go. We've gone for the colour-coded flares because I really like this new wheel and tyre combination that we're offering. So KMC Impact wheel is what this one is. So it's a forged monoblock wheel in an 18x9 neg 12 fitment. So I struggled to get a negative offset wheel in this setup, but what we want is good load rating. So 1,815 kilos per wheel. And then the tyre itself is 1,800 kilos per tyre as well. So 3,600 kilos per axle, and we're nowhere near that for our GVM. So that's a massive 7.2 tonne GVM is what this wheel and tyre combo can do.
Sweet.
And with that negative offset, fills out that flare and just looks amazing as well.
It does. It makes it look a bit angrier, eh?
Yeah.
Like the front
that
stance.
low and wide stance, I really like it.
It's good. People go, oh, I thought you loved Toyos. I do love Toyos, and I'll tell you a little bit of info. If you look closely enough, there is a Toyo logo on the ridge grappler. They are one and the same, sort of under an overarching brand. Toyo actually look after the Ridge Grappler brand as well. And then suspension-wise, mate, so the 3 inch is all I wanted, but it's also, it's handy because there's modifications is fairly simple and not too much aggressive, you know, stuff to do to the car. You don't have to cut and shut anything. It's simple parts replacement.
Correct, yeah. So 3 inch lift kit means that we're not doing the full cross member drops and the massive diff drops and all of that stuff that the bigger kits do have. This one here is factory spindles. It's a matter of doing your BDS with your Fox 2.5 shocks. So you've got both low speed and high speed adjustability in the shockies. We've got the torsion keys. So being a torsion front end setup, you can actually take the pressure off the suspension and raise it up and down a little bit as well. So if you do put a bar work on in the future, we can tweak that suspension a little bit, get a new wheel alignment done. The front end as well, we always do upper control arms with all of our kits as well. And that just sets your wheel alignment in tow, gonna look after your tyres for longer, get the wheel alignment, perfect as you can get it.
Nice. And staying with the 3 inch, like I said, it's an easy fitment. I don't want the big height, but it's also good because it's less wear and tear on your drive line. I don't want bigger tyres, it's a less of a cost. And you're probably not going to break stuff if you go a bit hard on it because it's not quite as aggressive on all your driveline and all that sort of stuff. So
yeah, so your 34.1 inch is your standard tyre on these Chevys. So jumping up to a 35 isn't a massive change.
So that doesn't affect your gearing or your speedo much at all?
Nah, not at all. It actually brings it in, so it's pretty much bang on.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Done. Side steps, I touched on it, they're amp research. Have a look, open that door, mate. 1, 2, hey. You're gonna need it too. Like if you imagine if you didn't have the side steps, it should be a hard effort getting up and down like that. So they're automatic ones, and even if you shut that door again, you'll probably see them. There's a little light in there. It's got its own app on your phone and that. You can change that. You can change all your settings when they come up, when they go down. How do you fit them, man? They're pretty easy?
Yeah, they're pretty easy to fit. It's still a fair few hours in them. Obviously, we've got to wire them up to have 2 different circuits, one for the LED lights in the steps. There's also LED lights underneath. So when you do open that door, you've got more LED lights under here as well, which are going to flood down and really light up the ground underneath it. So those heading back to the car on campground, it's definitely a must for most people. They love having that little bit of light. You're not going to trip over or step in a thing of mud before you get in the cab. So makes getting in and out nice and easy. Textured step as well, super easy and simple to get on. We've got a few different ranges depending on the heights of the builds and the model of the vehicle as well. One other thing as well, Justin, I forgot to tell you, is you can keep your foot on it, shut your door. That's going to try to retract and then stop, and that'll stay down. So if you are wanting to get up, wash your roof, get up there, you know, use it, wash the vehicle, definitely makes that nice and easy. You can just reach to the back there as well. They are quite big still, and then just simply open the door, close the door, and it's going to retract and go back to normal.
Yeah, go. Makes them look heaps better. Like if I can snap in a shot now of the old ones, the factory ones, they drop down so low and it doesn't even look like you've got a lift in your vehicle. So
yeah,
getting rid of them. And everyone does, because there's about 400 out in the back here. If anyone can think of a good idea to do with side steps off these things, let me know. We'll go into business.
You're gonna sell our old ones?
Yeah. So under the back, they're a leaf spring ute. At the moment, it's still got the factory spring settings in it. We have added some airbags, and when stage 2 comes along, we'll add an extra leaf and get this pack reset to handle the weight for the train canopy. But what is under there, Dino?
So quite simple setup in the rear end, the Fox 2.5 remote res shocks, so you've got full adjustability in those rear shocks as well as the front. For the leaf springs, we've just done a 2 inch spacer, which comes in this 3 inch kit. So you've got 3 inch in the front, 2 inch in the rear, and that levels out the truck nicely as well. And in the rear end as well, we've also gone for the Boss triple bellow airbags. So the beauty with the triple bellow airbags for the 3 inch kit, suits really well. You can flex the vehicle up. You're never going to overextend the airbags. Depending on how much weight you got in the vehicle, what you're towing, the beauty with the Air IQ kit is you can inflate, deflate those airbags from the wireless remote control. So give that to the passenger, tell them to play around with it while you are driving and get instant feedback. Once you do tow your same trailers over and over, you'll know where you want the airbags to be set. Yep. So there's 7 different settings as well. So you can just jump in, set it to boat, set it to caravan.
Yeah,
it'll pump those airbags up, and then you got the adjustability as well. So.
That's gold. It is easy. I used it before in the car. Touching on them shocks, 2.5 adjustable. So if you go all the way one way to soft setting, all the way to other way to hard setting, what are they for, mate? So if we're on soft, what conditions have you got?
So low speed and high speed. So if your low speed setting, if you're going in and out of a driveway or something like that, you feel like you want to firm it up a little bit. If it's a little bit too soft, you're going down hitting bump stops. Yep. You can play around with that low speed setting. And the high speed stuff would be like corrugations or sort of higher speed driving. Yep. If you play around with that one as well, you're going to feel the feedback from the shock absorber. I tell a lot of customers it's really about everyone's setup's different. Go full soft, see how it drives, go full firm, play around with the settings, and you're going to really notice the feedback from the vehicle itself.
Find a happy medium.
And just find that happy medium. Some people set that happy medium and they never touch it again.
Yeah.
Other people really like getting in there and adjusting it to suit per trip or destination, and beach versus corrugations versus bitumen. There's 3 different settings there as well.
I'm a happy medium kind of guy.
Yeah, you'll set and forget.
I'll be in and she'll be done, mate.
So for those Fox 2.5 DSEs, up here you got your adjusters. So as you can see, you've got your high speed one, which is this one here. It's not actually adjusting that one even though it turns with it, but anti-clockwise is going to go softer.
Yep.
And then if you want to change that low speed one, that's this little dial on the end there. So you play around with that one. I forget how many stages each of them have, but again, I sort of keep it in layman's terms, go full soft, go full firm, see the difference in the vehicle and set it to that happy medium and never touch it again by the sounds of you.
Yep. Stage 1, and we've kept the tub.
They look good with a tub on it.
They do look really good with the tub. It's going to be very different for me because I've not had a tub for like 8
I'm sure
years.
I'm going to hear about it.
You will hear about it. But we've tried our best to make it very useful for me for the next couple of months while we wait for the train canopy. But if I can figure out how to put it down, look at that.
There you go.
And Dino's put a tonneau cover on it for me and a bit of an air system and a battery system in there. So run through that for me, Dino.
Yeah, so pretty simple setup. If we had that tailgate up, obviously this is secure. You have to unlock it once that tailgate's down, so that keeps it nice and secure. This is just the real truck back X4S revolver, I believe. And what it is a nice simple tonneau cover that you literally just roll up. So it's not going to take any room up inside the tub.
Yep.
So if you've got a whole garage full of stuff you want to throw in the back, you're not losing that electric tonneau sort of room that is in there. So it's just a really simple setup. You can lock that one open and then you can close it as well. So that's what we have there. It's literally as simple as that. Plug it in, have it set. The tonneau covers being electric or manual like this one, they're not 100% waterproof or 100% dust proof. There is some big gaps in the back of the tailgates. Dust suppression and keeping that out of the tubs is probably one thing that why you love a canopy as well.
Yep.
That is one way to get away from that. But some big waterproof tubs in the back. We've got the underseat battery set up, which we'll run through in a second. But simple setup. Outlets on the back there. Charge your phone. Run a fridge full time. Got your solar input for the battery as well. And it's pretty simple setup for stage 1.
It's good. No, swag, fridge, couple of tubs of gear. At least I can keep the rain off it.
Yeah.
And we can still get away for this next couple of months.
Just don't put your pillow in here when it's raining, all right?
We'll just
keep
put
that
it
in the cab.
center.
Yeah.
Up high. But it'll be all right. No, it'll be good. I'll put a big fridge in there. We got a couple of compressors fairing up, so we're laughing. I don't even think I've got to lift this, eh?
No, you just touch your little button under there. You'll get used to it.
Look at this.
By the time you get used to it, we'll rip it off and put it top.
Yeah, I feel like I don't have automatic opening doors on my canopy. What's going on? Anything up the back here? Obviously, we set it up for towing.
Yeah.
So we got endos for power for your van, endos for your braking systems, and your standard trailer brakes and lights and that sort of thing. A good thing about these, you don't even need a tow pro. They've got like trailer brake controls inbuilt into them. That's pretty fancy, eh? And there's an air outlet here for our compressor for airbags and also tyres. So
one extra thing, like you said, with that 12 pin with the electric brakes, once you connect your trailer, it'll actually read all of the lights on your trailer itself. And if you've got a blinker out, it'll actually tell you on the screen inside the cab as well. So
that's good, eh?
Pretty cool.
All right, moving on. What's that for?
Yep. Storage, mate. Let the kids figure that out. You'll probably have like lollies and chocolate wrappers and.
If that was refrigerated, you'd fit 4 tins in there. I love it. And hey, while we're in the back here, have a look at the space. Can you, like, seriously, look at the leg room in the back of this car. It looks big until you get in it, then it looks even bigger, eh? Like, look at that.
That's your driving setting.
That's my driving position too, yeah. So you got so much room. It's unreal. And the kids, well, they're still going to fight in the back here, but at least they can't reach each other as easily, I suppose.
Nah, they got room to bash each other now.
Or maybe it might hurt more, they can wind up. All right, so question about the GVMs and upgrades you're probably going to have, and I just asked Dino as well. So with my old car, it was a SSM, so a second stage of manufacture, had to be done pre-rego and all that. With this one, the mod plate, the engineering plate's in here, and it doesn't have to be pre-rego. No,
so in the NB2 category, if the vehicle starts as an NB2 National Heavy, Queensland mod plate's all that's needed to take that paperwork into transport offices wherever the vehicle is registered.
Yep.
You still have to go back to that state to lodge it. But we can put a GVM upgrade, engineered suspension, fuel tank kit for a customer out of Victoria already with an NB2. They simply go back into Vic Roads, lodge the paperwork, and all the admin's done, upgrades done online, and happy days. So yeah, that plate's done where it all is. All sorts of info on there.
All that's all federal approval.
Federal approval, yeah, because it's under the NHVR, right. So National Heavy Vehicle, and then it's recognised every state around Australia.
Yeah, but National Heavy Vehicle, 0. You can't have a beer and drive.
I was wondering when that would come up. That's the biggest argument I have with people. If you can have alcohol while in your system, so
yeah, it's all good.
Battle it out.
I'll get the missus to get a license.
Battle it out with the partner is what I say. Hopefully, one of the kids is almost old enough to drive and have their own license. Get them a truck license and off they go. But
5 years to go.
I think it's a small fee to pay for so much gain in other areas.
Look, honestly, I don't often anyway. And if we do go out somewhere, the missus will drive home, so you can have a couple of beers. But anyway. Yeah, not a big loss for me, but good info for you guys. You don't want to lose your licence just because you've had one Goldie and driven home. All right, I'm going to pop the bonnet and just show you some of the neat work under there. Hey, we've kept it pretty simple, and because we're getting a train canopy on board too, a lot of the power system will live in the back of that. But the boys here, the 12-volt work is pretty bloody schmick, eh? If you come and have a closer look, you've just got all your MIDI fuses are labelled with what they are along here. You got your Switch Pro unit in the side there, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is standard. It's just nice and easily labelled, so you can fault find if necessary, change a few fuses, and there's a heap of spare ones. So when we do add stuff like the train canopy, the bull bar and winch, you've got room to add extra stuff in there. It's pretty nice. It's really bloody nice.
We do the winch isolator actually through here as well, so that's not going to get affected. And one big thing that I tell every customer, including yourself, when you asked if you could run a fridge off the front batteries, the main battery's there. The second battery's actually underneath the main battery. It's in a difficult little spot. In the US, they're obviously split left and right, but because we've got the steering now coming through there, GMSV have had to move that battery underneath. And I can't emphasize it enough. Keep those batteries in good condition. Only use them to crank the vehicle. Even opening and closing the door, you're turning on how many computers in the vehicle. So looking after the factory batteries is recommended, and that's why we run everything through ignition relays as well. So your endos at the back aren't going to charge your Caravan while the vehicle's off, because they'll kill them like that. Such a big engine that needs that crank power to turn over, you'd need both batteries in good nick.
Here he goes, he's showing off his roof rack already. Up the top.
I just put a dirty footprint on your seat.
Oh, good one.
Oh no.
This is Big Dog's own rack. So what do you call it, mate? An accessory rack?
Yeah, Chevy V1 accessory rack.
Yep.
So this one here, quite simple. As you can see, can still use the full sunroof as well. So that one pops up a little wind deflector, just clears the crossbar there. With the crossbar, you got simple T-slots. Yep. So you can put things like your recovery boards, solar panels.
Universal mounting. Yep.
Tie down points, whatever. So 50-inch curved steady light bar is a good cost-effective option in the front there. We can do a few different models of lights across the front, a few different brands, and the steady side lights are pretty neat.
Like I said in the first vid when we were planning, not a big fan of 47 spotties hanging off the front of my car. With this and like a tidy one integrated into the bull bar, it's going to have enough driving light power.
That's enough for you?
Oh, it's just this one alone is pretty impressive. So I'll have to get it out in some night footage and show you, but pretty stoked. And the side lights, camp lights on the side, steadies. They're dimmable, they're colour changeable. They're on an app too, so you can be sitting down and change them and stuff. What else we got?
That's about it. One popular option, I can see your UHFs down on the bonnet mount there, but it is quite a neat option to put it on a folding bracket up top as well. So looks great down there on the bonnet. If you're wanting the most out of it as well, you can do fold down options with the bigger whips as well. But I'm keen to hear your feedback on the Oricon, mate. It's the first one I've installed.
Yeah, well, I've run them for years. I always run the Oricon gear. This time, we've gone a different setup, so a different antenna setup. But inside is the same DTX 4200X. So the head unit's hidden away, and you just get a nice all-in-one handpiece that's easy to access. And probably the best function of it is it's dual receive. So only one that I know of, you can listen to 2 channels at once. So always have it on 40 and then my convoy channel on another one. You can hear the road users and truckies and stuff and still talk to your mates. It's gold, mate. I'll show you the handpiece inside.
Oh, I'll bounce across to the passenger side. What's all this, mate? Bit of a handover pack?
Some freebies
Big
there.
dog socks.
Get some socks.
It's got your wheel alignment report, got all the good stuff for
All
your
the
little
good stuff.
handover pack.
Yep.
And if you do a build at Big Dog, you get a cap as well.
Get a flat cap.
There you go.
Flat caps are in.
That's the most popular thing. Build a trap.
I like the
Get a hat.
socks. Hey, while we're here, we're just talking about the handpiece, this jobby here. They've yet to mount it for me, and I said, Dino, what are you doing? I'm picking up my car, you haven't mounted my handpiece. He said, we'd like to leave it for the end user to put it where you like it. I'm like, all right, I'll let you off because that is a good idea. But this is a handpiece, head unit's tucked away. First one they fitted, so where'd you put it? Just tucked behind the dash somewhere?
Yeah.
I'll ask the boys. I'll ask the boys tomorrow. Anyway, super easy to use. I'll just show you quickly why I love them. Really easy to use handpiece with a toggle control and a couple of buttons. Now, and all you've got is this one here. It does your channel or your volume. You press it, you can go up and down channels. Press it again for your squelch. Press it for your volume. And then when we're on 72, and then all you do is hit swap, and there's 40. So I can listen to both channels, talk on either one. Super simple, great to use, and I just need to mount it, and I'll be happy. Let's go for a drive.
I'll have to get that mount by the end of the day.
Yeah. Do you know where it is?
No. I don't know much around here.
If you want to drive manual, do you put it in low or do you just start shifting up and down?
Yeah.
What do? You don't know. How's this for a hand?
We build them, mate. Yeah. That's the car thing. We'll go back to the dealer.
Oh yeah. So nice to drive, mate. Quiet, smooth, light.
Yeah, it's cool. You got all like lumbar adjust and stuff in the seat.
Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. Yes. You need that, eh?
Yeah. Keen as to see just your feedback in real life, and there's there's no holding back at all. There's no brand alliance with anything that's on it, which is awesome. So
yeah.
Get in and test out some stuff and give us feedback. We've got a few of our own products and looking at doing a lot more this year.
Yep.
So like having that criticisms or the little
feet on the ground, man. Yeah.
Oh, you can turn off the beep mode.
Can you?
Yeah.
That's one thing I haven't learned
You've
yet.
been jumped twice already.
I have been jumped twice. It keeps beeping at me. First impressions?
What do you think?
I love it. Quiet, smooth, no road noise, very light steering, super comfy seats, plenty of power. The vision's great.
Head-up display. You did talk about the head-up display.
That was weird. Head-up display on the windscreen. I haven't got used to that, but got all the creature comforts and just, I think it's going to be a very, very good touring vehicle.
One thing we did forget
in luxury features.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
One thing we did forget as well, we have done the Titan OEM replacement fuel tank. So you got 211 litres of fuel.
What was the factory one?
About 135, 140.
Yep.
So you get roughly 75 litres more.
Yep.
And with the OEM replacement fuel tank, keep that weight distributed between your front axle, rear axle, rather than your spare wheel delete ones and having all that weight over that rear axle.
Yep.
So yeah, really handy tanks. Give you roughly up to 1,000 kilometre range as well.
Perfect.
Obviously a lot of variables in there.
I'll interrupt. Real time, like everyone says, the figures, 12 litres per 100, all that. What are people getting? Like a setup like this, if you're just towing a standard Caravan, 3 tonne, 3.5 tonne, what sort of fuel figures are people getting?
We've got a chart ready for you, mate.
Oh, do you?
But,
yeah.
Now, when it comes to standard vehicle like this one here with 35s, 3-inch lift, I think you're going to be around that sort of 15 litres mark.
That's good.
Which isn't too bad for the
That's
weight
really
of them.
Yep.
And then once you're towing, obviously, there's so many variables with the towing, but
Yep.
I've seen anywhere from sort of early 20s up to 30 litres per 100. That's 4.5 tonne towing off-road and stuff like that. They seem to hit 30 litres and never go above it.
Yep.
And back in the day, out of 200 series, it also hit 30 litres. So
Yeah.
for the size of them and what they can do, they're pretty impressive.
Pretty impressive.
One other thing we forgot as well, which is just those airbags in the rear end. The Logic Air IQ. Simply wake up the little screen there, touch on the button on top. That's going to show you airbags left and right. So super simple. If you connect them together, you can hear the little compressor kick in.
Oh yeah.
That's just pumping up that rear end setup. And as you can see, you've got the unloaded setup up the rear there as well. So you can go through, you can preset 7 different settings in there as well. So I'll let you play around with the boat, the little boat, the Caravan.
Yep.
When all the kids are in the back and all the gear, and you
Yeah.
can just double tap on the button and go to those settings.
That's super.
So
handy.
unloaded's around that 12, 11 PSI. Go down, and if you are parked on uneven surface and you wanted to level it out a little bit,
Yep.
just pumping up
Left and right.
one of the bags. Actually, moves the back of the vehicle a good inch or so as well. So it is quite effective, quite easy to use as well, and not having to drill a hole in the dash and mount an old school gauge. We had a lot of issues when we were trying to use the one compressor for tyres as well as air, and this setup here has definitely made that a lot easier.
Yeah, that's gold.
We'll have to find a good little spot. I've got the little spot in the dash for you as well.
Yeah, you'll have to find the mount for the handpiece and for the air.
There you go. Yeah, challenge accepted.
Sweet.
There you go.
Now that's the new build, guys, the Chevy 2500. Hopefully I've followed through that process from the first video about keeping it really informative for you guys who are looking into them, putting those costs in. Obviously there's a lot of variables. There's, like I tried to show, like the options you want to fit up and the brands and how much labor's involved and all that sort of stuff. But so total cost for the car, or for my ute as it sits, is pretty much 260 grand, give or take a little bit. And yeah, that's what it's at right now. So there you go. So 260 grand as it sits for stage one, ready for towing, all that sort of stuff. Sick rig. Next stage will be stage two with the canopy, bull bar, all that sort of stuff. So that price is going to jump significantly again. But I've got to build it to what suits me. So that'll be happening in stage two. Now, I did all that because I had a lot of comments on socials and YouTube from the first video about, oh, I bet you he won't tell us how much it costs and all that sort of stuff. Well, there you go. I'm happy to tell you the price of things. I know it's not for everyone. I know we're super lucky that we've built our way up to be able to afford a vehicle like this. So definitely not for everyone, but it's good info for you guys out there that are looking into this same space of the American utes. One more question, or there's two actually, insurance and rego. So the rego got me a bit because I wasn't really thinking about, I knew it was a National Heavy Vehicle Register, but anyway, I've got the printout here which I'll slap in the side. Rego and insurance is like nearly 2 grand, and most of that is compulsory third-party insurance premium, so you'll see that there. And then you've got to pay like a heavy vehicle road use fee, heavy vehicle regulatory fee. Yeah, so the rego is actually not that expensive. It's the bloody CTP insurance premium. And then you've got full comprehensive insurance on top of that. And now this is a real hard one to tell you is on an indicative cost, because it's, from what I can gather and talking to other people, it's going to range from anywhere between $3,000 and $8,000 a year, depending on which insurer you go through, how much you want to actually insure the car for, like what value. And a lot of insurance companies won't do over a certain value of like 180 grand or things like that. So you have to go to specialist insurers like Club 4x4 or Elders or Shannon's, and just sort of try and tell them what you've got and try and work out the best deal there. You got to shop around. So yep, expensive exercise, I know, but it's good info for you guys. So that, mate, is the Chev. Hey, no grand reveals, no huge surprises. That's what we built. We researched it. We asked the guys who know what's going on. They build them every day of the week, and we've got something that I'm very bloody happy with. Stage one. Hey, stay tuned for stage two. All right, guys, catch you later. Any questions, comments, feedback, drop it down below. Any questions about this thing? I'm not an expert yet. Hit up Dino at Big Dog. See you later.